Hi, I'm Gabrielle Newkirk. I'm the owner of The Collective on Summit Avenue in Summit, New Jersey. Okay, so consignment shops work like this. People come in with their items. I would take a look through, specifically for my own business. I take seasonal items, items that are in excellent condition, current and trendy styles, contemporary labels, and then what I accept is here for a certain amount of time. The consignor and I both earn a percentage of the selling price, and that's the basics of how consignment works. I really like to merchandise, so I think it's important to have people hone in on things that I want them to see. I also have style racks, one outside and one inside right here, that I piece outfits together, and you don't have to buy the whole look at all, but it's just a suggestion. And I hear a lot of times, especially from people that don't typically shop consignment, that it's a really good way to shop because it kind of breaks things apart. So you're not looking at 1 million blouses and then 1 million pairs of jeans. You're looking at a sweater and then, oh wait, there's a top under it. Oh my gosh, and then there's pants behind it. And then it creates this visual. So I'm very visual, and I think when people can get that vision, even if they're not normally a visual learner, they can make it a little easier. It breaks it up into parts. And then eventually they can shop every rack and feel a little more comfortable. But I think that kind of rack and the outfits that I have and the way they're merchandised and like the rest of the store, it breaks it up a little bit. It's not as overwhelming. So what I usually tell people I want contemporary, current, trendy, designer, all that in-season stuff. But really, what I think I should say sometimes, without sounding maybe a little strange, is sometimes people will say to me, oh, I've had this in bags for years, and now I'm finally getting rid of it. That's not the stuff I want. I want the stuff that you want to buy yourself. I want the super current things, maybe the things that you bought last season that you just wore a lot or you're kind of sick of. So I want the freshest things possible, not the stuff that has been sitting in your basement for 10 years, because that's not what people want right now. So, and then the most exciting things I get are, in my opinion, like true vintage, like handmade sweaters, stuff that doesn't necessarily have a label. Although I ask people for contemporary designer pieces, I also know what my customers like, and it's a really good eclectic mix. So, I can see when I'm looking through, even if it's not necessarily something from last season or even from 5 years ago, if it's coming back in a style or if it's something that people have been scooping up by the handfuls, that's what I want. So it's really, you're shopping my eye when you come into my store, not necessarily, stuff that's out right now. I mean, a lot of it is, but I also want that eclectic mix. I love clothing. I love art. I think aesthetics are really important, but as I've grown and as you read more and more about what is happening with climate change and everything, that has become a really big impact. It has had a really big impact on me, so I think the more people know about this and talk about it, it will make some people rethink what they do every day. So specifically, I know denim takes a large amount of water just to make one pair. So if you think about all of the water that is used just for one pair of denim, and then think about how many pairs of denim you own, I own about 30 probably. That's a lot of water that probably didn't need to be used. So if you think about even just one piece in your closet and how much work that took, whether it's water or, any other natural resource, it might make you rethink how you shop. When I started this, I was super anxious and super scared of failing, but I know now that I would have regretted it my whole life if I didn't start this. Plus, it's really helpful if you have someone like my husband that is very supportive and believes in me 1,000%. So That's really good to have. I was heavily inspired by my Aunt Margie growing up. She's super eclectic and funky and just wears whatever she wanted and would give me these crazy things. Like I have this one, we called it like Joseph's Technicolor Dream Coat from like the Bible. And it's by this label, Sally Gretzinger. And I don't even think that label has existed for probably more than 20 years. But it's like she taught me how to just wear whatever I want and own that. So that's what I do, and that's what I try to encourage my customers to do. I mean, I really love when I get a crazy bag in, and by crazy I mean like sold out everywhere or just really funky. So that's always exciting, makes people excited. But I also really love clothing. I love textiles. I love vintage. I don't do a ton of vintage, but when I do get a piece in that is, I think it's cool because it's either made really well and it's lasted all that time, or it's just super cool and no one else will have it. So those are my favorite kind of things that come in. A lot of my customers shop through Instagram, so I post a lot of what comes in. I do videos, I do posts. I try to make it really fun. A lot of people tell me how happy it is, so that's always a good thing. But yeah, if you see something on Instagram, you can just DM me, you can call the store, and then I ship. You can pick it up in store. I make it really easy. I know people really well. I have an amazing memory, so I know almost everyone that comes into the shop. I know what they've bought, what they like, their sizes. So oftentimes I message people before I even make things like public and on Instagram or in the store, and they buy it before it even hits a hanger. So that's, you know, part of the secret of this. I really love the people that I've gotten to know over the past 5 years. And then, you know, they tell their friends or whoever, and then it becomes this large collective group of people, hence the name. So it's a really good thing. And, you know, even I think the coolest thing in here is that there will be complete strangers that come in, but everyone ends up talking to each other. There's really good energy in here. People want to talk to each other. It's not like this weird place where like people are silently shopping. So it's cool. That's how I know what to look for. Thank you so much for coming in today. You can follow me on Instagram at the.collective.nj. See you there.